Let me guess, you spent weeks optimizing your perfect entry, you've got your complete set of rules, you would explain your strategy to anybody, but what about your exits? Have you thought about them? Because I must say that here's the truth that most people don't like to hear. Traders can spend weeks and even months just optimizing one single exit. You could spend weeks just optimizing your stop loss, then optimizing your take profit and optimizing your max holding duration. And the worst is that most people like say, okay, I'll just take 50 pips. That sounds okay. Or even worse, some copy other trading gurus like could be ICT or any other trading mentor, but without thinking that probably won't work with our strategy because every asset, every time frame and every trading strategy are different and they need to match all together. And the worst part is that when we don't have a complete closed system, we could be in live markets, the trade could go 50, 60 pips in drawdown, we've got our stop loss at 70 pips, hits the stop loss, and then we're probably thinking, shit, I should have left a bigger stop loss. Why didn't I do it? And that's where Exit Optimizer solves every single problem. And here I'm honored to say that this is a revolution in terms of manual backtesting because we don't find this in any platform, neither TradingView, neither NinjaTrader, MetaTrader 4, MetaTrader 5. You won't find it anywhere, and it's only available in Forex Online because every single day we work to give you the best tools possible. But let's deep dive in to see how it works. So to find it, we need to come down to analytics, and just below analytics inside we find Exit Optimizer. And you're probably wondering how this works because obviously this isn't magic and isn't any AI just guessing which could be the best exit. It's all based on data. Okay, so basically how does it work? What it does is that you do your backtest. Let's say for this backtest I did here, I used 30 pips of take profit and 30 pips of stop loss and no max duration. Okay, so now we got that clear. What it's going to do is going to run several backtests with different combinations by side that I'm actually doing my own backtest. So I've only got to do one backtest, and what it's going to do, it's going to run hundreds of backtests with different parameters to see which one is best. In this case, it tends to run it every 5 pips. So if I use a 30 pip take profit, it's going to run 100 backtests with 5 pips take profit, 10 pips take profit, 15 pips, and along up to 60, 70, 80, 90, and wherever it is going to go. Obviously, it's going to always stay near a range of your original take profit and stop loss, but what's going to appear here is the most profitable ranges. Okay, so like I say, it tested it from 4.3 pips up to 37 pips. Above that, the results seem to not be as good. And as well, it did the same for the take profit. It came from 20 pips, starting from 5 pips, and it went all along up to 49 pips. So basically, what it's going to do is going to select the best range of parameters that we can use, so we don't have to go through hundreds and hundreds of actual take profits and stop loss, because normally the original way to do this is with a trading robot. We would have to run an optimization with maybe 10,000 combinations and then select manually which one would be best. And obviously for this, there's as well a big problem when we do it in a robot, that we don't know which is the best without overfitting the strategy. And if you don't know what overfitting is, it's basically selecting the perfect parameters for one space at a time that doesn't work in the future. Okay, so now we got this clear, what it's going to do, it's not only going to give me the perfect range, because what this means as well is that this perfect range is actually a stable range. Okay, and what I mean with this is that if we see here, I take the take profit up to 37 pips and I bring it down to 4 pips, and we're always in profit. Obviously there's some changes between the 4 and the 37. You can see $22 of profit and $10 of profit, and if we go to the middle range, we can see from 600, 500, and so on. So what do we do here? Basically what we got to do is I'll say, okay, 11 pips takes my profit down too much. If I bring it up to 14, I can see it goes up to 600. That's okay. If I take it to 18, I can see it comes just a bit down. And if I take it to 22, it goes back to 300. So basically the 22 pips and the 11 pips are more or less in the same range. So where's the sweet spot? The sweet spot is going to be between 14 and 18 pips. In my case, for the backtest I'm going to show you later on, so you can actually see the improvement is 16 pips. Okay, I've used 16 pips there. And the take profit, we did exactly the same. We got a take profit of 20 pips, that gave me $400. And all along up to here, we can see the most optimal is $900 with 32 pips. If we take it up to 36, it goes down to 700. If we bring it down to 29, it goes to 891. So here is a small difference, but it's more or less the same. If we bring it to 26 pips, it goes to 800. So from 26 to actually 36 is the sweet spot. And in this case, I wanted to take it up to 36 pips. Why? Because I know the strategy, and here's the key point as well. Obviously, the algorithm is going to help you find the best take profit and stop loss, but nothing's better than your experience using this trading strategy. I've been using it for years, and I know that a take profit from 30 to 40 pips is a sweet spot range because I've been using it for a long time. So obviously, I'm going to take it to 36 pips to see how it performs, and as you'll see later on, it performs perfectly. What I didn't used to do, and this was something that I'm really proud of, is that they integrated the max holding duration. This is basically going to tell you how long you should hold your trades. And obviously, if I scroll this, we'll be able to see that our net profit goes up and down. As you can see, I've got it for 1 hour 4 minutes, 1 hour 36 minutes, 2 hours, 2 hours 40, 3 hours, and as you can see, the values go up and down. In this case, 3 hours is the sweet spot, but I like to take it to 4 hours, okay? Why? Based on experience. Obviously, if I don't have experience trading this strategy, then I would find the range that gives me more profit. In this case, from 3 hours 12 minutes to 4 hours 60 minutes is the sweet spot anyway, but in this case, I prefer 4 hours because based on the time that I actually enter the market, that it's after the New York Open. So now we've got this clear, we can find the sweet spot for each parameter based on our experience, obviously, because that's always going to be better than actually not knowing anything about strategy, and as well based on pure data that is giving me the best results. But it doesn't stay here, because as well we must take in consideration that this is based on 37 trades. Obviously for this example it's different because I have a lot of experience trading this strategy and I've made a lot of money trading it, but if I haven't, I can't rely on 37 trades. I would need at least 200, 300 or 500 trades, okay? Because the more data we have, the more optimal result we're gonna get. And obviously we still can't guarantee that the past results guarantee the future results, but with this we're gonna be really close to actually getting that holy grail that every trader is looking for. And I don't mean holy grail that's something that always works. I mean holy grail in that trading strategy that makes you actually make money in the markets. So now we've got this clear that we need more trades, and then the most optimal would be to test it on a different period to see if it performs as well as it's showing here, because otherwise we can fall in the overfitting, and obviously this happens to a lot of traders, and that's why I'm giving you advice. I don't want you to overfit your strategy. I want you to have a stable range fitted strategy, okay? So now we've got this clear. Another mention that I want to give you is that, as you can see here, it says 14 pips, okay? But if I come to open a trade, if I come to here to new order, you can see that the take profit and the stop loss here, they tend to be in points, as you can see down here below, okay? So in this case, 100 points are equal 10 pips, okay? Because here you can find it in points, and if we come to the analytics, we'll find them in pips. So just keep that in mind, because obviously we don't want anybody to get confused. And just to put the cherry on the top, a lot of traders don't use fixed stop loss or take profit. If you trade on smart money, your stop loss can be 5 pips, 10 pips, 15 pips, 20 pips, because obviously you base your risk on a percentage, not on the amount of pips. And you might be probably thinking that this isn't going to work for you, but let me tell you that it does, because obviously you're still going to find your sweet spot. And what I want to say with this, if you're using an ICT or smart money or any trading strategy that you don't have fixed pips, and let's say you have an average from 5 pips to 20 pips stop loss, well, what you can do is come here and check how each size is performing and see if a bigger stop loss is good or not. Let's say you see a stop loss that is going to be 30 pips and you don't take the trade because your rules tell you you don't. That's normal. But if you come to the optimizer, it might say that having a 30 pip stop loss could increase your profit by a 10, 20, 30%. But obviously your rules said that you shouldn't take trades with a stop loss bigger than 20 pips. You'd never found it out. But with the exit optimizer, now you'll see all the range of stop loss that you can use. The same way as a lot of people with smart money, they tend to go for a risk reward from 1 to 5, 1 to 6, even 1 to 10. And maybe that's not the most optimal take profit for their strategy or just for themselves, because Obviously, with a risk reward of 1 to 10, you're going to have a really low win rate, you're going to lose a lot of trades, and it can cause you a lot of anxiety. And by checking the exit optimizer, you could see that maybe that risk reward is just not worth it, because obviously you're getting more anxiety, you're getting more nervous when you're trading the markets, and as well, you're not getting the most optimal result, because maybe your trading strategy always aims for a risk reward of 1 to 5, but maybe a 1 to 2 is giving you a bigger win rate and giving you bigger returns in profit, because if you've got a nice win rate, a risk reward of 1 to 2 or even a 1 to 1, because I personally use 1 to 1, is more than enough. And I would love to know back down in the comments when you've tested it to see your opinion. I'll be reading every single comment about it, because I'm really hyped and happy about this feature, because it's something that traders needed for a long time. And obviously, thanks to Forex Online, now this is a reality that we can see, and it's a revolution in terms of manual backtesting, because we've never seen this before in any trading or backtesting platform. And to finish off, like I mentioned before, I did a second backtest so you could actually see the results. In this case, with a 16 pip stop loss, a 36 pip take profit, and 4 hours of max duration. You can see the backtest here. It's the exact same strategy. If we come to analytics, we can see some improvements, basically like our net profit. We started off with a minus 1.25% and we went up to a 15% profit. And if you remember, the exit optimizer was giving me an average of $600 to $800 of return. In this case, I made 1,500, and this has obviously a reason. If I come back to here, you can see that some trades obviously hit the stop loss or hit the take profit, but some got closed by time. And as you can see here, this one got closed by time, this one got closed by time, because I normally take 2 trades. Okay, if I lose the first one, I take a second one. In this case, the second trade here got closed by time, and this one got closed by time. And a lot of trades got closed by time, and this made me win some trades with less profit than the actual take profit. But it as well avoided having a double stop loss in one day, and by doing this, it reduced my drawdown and improved my profit. So that's why instead of getting 800 or 900, it went up to $1,500. And this is why I keep repeating that it's a revolution. We've never seen this in manual backtesting. And like I say, I only had to do one single backtest to get all the different results, and it's actually telling me which is the most stable range of exits and holding time. So whether you just started trading or you've been trading for many years, as you can see, the exits are always going to be tough. There are so many combinations that most of the times we won't find the most optimal, and this is where the exit optimizer gives you all the solutions. And here we've got to say that even the most experienced traders, even me that have been more than 9 years in the markets, can still struggle by just looking for this optimal exit, take profit and stop loss. And obviously it's something that is really time consuming if you do it manually, and even with robots it can take weeks. But now with this tool, we can have it literally with our first backtest. We'll see exactly where to exit our trades and how long to hold them. And this is why it's a complete game changer, because you're not going to have any doubt when you're trading anymore. You don't even have to have a systematic strategy. You can just trade as you feel. That if you do a long enough backtest, you're gonna have data to actually say, okay, I shouldn't put a take profit bigger than 50 pips or a stop loss bigger than 40 pips, or I shouldn't hold my trades more than 30 minutes. And obviously it's an honor to announce that the exit optimizer is live right now. So if you've got a Forex Tester account, go and check it out and build that confidence that your strategy was lacking on. And let me tell you that if you haven't got a Forex Tester Online account, back down in the comments, you'll find a nice discount coupon that you can use to get it for cheaper. So now you've got the tool, go and master your exits.